let's get started on today's program. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We have here today Reminder Media. They're going to talk to you guys for a few minutes. It's supposed to be a 10-minute. It's a kind of an introduction, and for a lot of you guys, it's a follow-up and reminder. So they're going to do a 10-minute presentation or so. You guys ask questions or something. I'm sure it'll go longer. But guys, what I want you to keep in mind here is our Agent Success Program. What I teach you guys, what I always preach to you guys is, look, we don't take a split. You guys get 100%. Now, yes, you can take that extra 20, 30% that another brokerage might have taken, and you can buy a new dress, new shoes, new cars, new tires for your car, new car, whatever you want to do, and spend it and be right back in the same boat where you were before. Or you can spend that 20 to 30% on growing your business and investing in yourself and investing in your marketing and your social media presence, or whatever it is that your door hanger, some of you guys do, or whatever it is that you do. Hire an assistant if you're overwhelmed. Whatever it is that you will improve your business, that's what you guys. That's what I preach to you guys to do with this money, so it actually grows your business and puts you ahead. Because every $1,500 you spend should be another deal for you, or whatever that number is for you, whatever your ROI is on what you're doing. But so if you turn a deal into 2 more deals, that's how you grow your business and grow your business and grow your business. Otherwise, if you're spending this money that you get, the extra 20, 30%, and you're just spending it on new stuff, you're never going to get ahead. Okay, you're still just waiting on your next deal and working your old ways to get your next deal. So what I want you guys to keep in mind is how are you going to spend your budget that you're going to we can't make you do it, but hopefully you have the discipline and the ability to do that and grow your business. So with that, I'm going to introduce you. Harris, are you? I don't see you. There you are. Okay, Harris Novick is here from Reminder Media. Harris is going to talk to you guys for a little bit. Harris, I'm going to make you the captain of this ship. I'm going to make you the host, and so you can screen share. And I'll go ahead and let you take over. When you get finished, please make me the host. Otherwise, when you leave, you'll kill everybody.
So, No. I promise I'll give the meeting back.
All right, buddy.
All right, cool.
Take over, sir.
Appreciate it. No, great intro. Really appreciate it. So here I'll share my screen with everybody. I'll tell you really quickly about myself, the company, and then I'll kind of get into it for you. I'll try to stick. If I'm going too fast, let me know. If I'm going too slow, let me know. So my name is Harris Novick. I am one of the marketing coordinators here with Reminder Media. I've been here for quite a number of years now. I'm very familiar with you all. I come from the mortgage world. I've also worked for Market Leader. I've worked for Trulia. I've been helping you close deals for quite a while now. Reminder Media, we've been doing that as well for about 18 years now. I have over 40,000 agents that are working with me, and then I'm lucky enough to work with about 200 different industries. Please. Harris,
we have several English second language folks here, and so if you don't mind just a little bit, you're doing great. You're very efficient, but a little bit slower so everybody can understand, please.
Absolutely can do that. So Reminder Media, so we've been doing this 18 years now. I'm working with, it's over 40,000 agents, and then I'm lucky enough to work with, it's about 200 different industries. So people seem to really like what we do. I'll be very direct though. Our success is really coming out of the real estate space. So it's a thank you to you all. The presentation for today, it's going to be called Stop Missing Opportunities and Start Connecting. So regardless if you're a newer agent or you have been doing this for quite a while now, I do really view the relationships to be absolutely key to the business. I think these last 2 years has made that like blatantly obvious with like the lack of inventory. So what I'm going to talk a little bit about today is where are these people? How do we find those listings, frankly? I'll help you with some buyers too, but that's really kind of what I'm going to focus on for today. I had a couple stats just to kind of support what I'm going to talk about, just ones that I found really interesting from the last year. So these are NAR stats. It gives a quick breakdown of where do my buyers come from, where do my sellers come from. These are actual transactions, not just like where did we make leads at, right? So over 60% of the buyers, they came from the friends, the family, your past clients, your neighbors. This is the number I really wanted to focus on, that was the seller. So almost 70% of the listings that turned into a commission check from last year, they came from the friends, the family, the neighbors, the past client from 6+ years ago, right? It's time for them, especially with the way that the market is. This is just going to give a little bit of a deeper drill down down on like really where are those sellers coming from. So from last year, almost 40% came out of the friends, the family, the neighbor you wave to every single day, and then just under 30% coming out of those past clients. So like I was saying, those people from 6+ years ago, it's time for them again, especially with the way that the values of properties are. And then I just had one last slide on the stats that I wanted to share, which just tracks our spend, right? So where are we actually putting our money in our business? So a lot of dollars going into the website, the CRM, your online marketing, a little bit in the social media. Nothing really wrong with those avenues, but if you're kind of been scratching your head about why aren't I getting as many listings as I normally do, and you kind of fall into this category, this really blew me away. Is the average agent spends $0 on their friends, their family, the people that they love so much. And I hate to say it, like if you're not willing to do something small for them every once in a while, they're not going to remember you when it comes time. It's never personal. It's always out of sight, out of mind thing. So I got a couple of neat tools to kind of help you out with this. And that's really what this is all about, is defending against that horror story of you're driving down your block, you see the same guy, you wave to the same neighbor you wave to every day, except all of a sudden he now has a sale sign on his lawn. And you're looking at him like, you got to be kidding me. You ask him what happened. He's looking back at you and he's like, I didn't even know you were a realtor, right? So like, I don't want you to tell that story. I hear it too much here. If you've ever told that story, I know it does sting. So a couple neat tools to help you defend against that. The first one being the American Lifestyle magazine. So this is what started all for us about 18 years ago now. It's general interest, art, travel, design, recipes, kind of figures a little something for everybody in there. About 5 years ago, we launched the Start Healthy magazine, which is healthy living, healthy lifestyle, mind, body, soul kind of articles. And then early last year, we launched a brand new magazine. It's called Good to Be Home. It has everything to do with the house. So it's going to have interior, exterior, decor, design, DIYs, things like that. You can personalize these, and I'm going to show that in just a second, but just a couple really quick things about the magazine. First question I usually get is how often does it go out? So I do this 6 times a year. So every other month, that's the frequency that we found. It's about a 4 to 6 week shelf life in the home when you do send it. And then the magazines themselves, they're 48 pages in size, so pretty thick, super fancy and high gloss. The covers will be a little bit thicker than the rest of the pages. From a quality standpoint, we'll make you look fantastic, I promise. And then these are very easy to customize and very simple to maintain. A couple promises I'll make to you, but one of the big ones is I'm not here to make you a magazine designer, right? So I'm really going to end up doing most of the work for you. I'm inside the publication, so it'll be pretty easy for you to put together. And then I want to show how you're going to be featured. So the front cover, that's going to be all yours. So your photo, your logo, your contact info right on the front. Even in the top here, I'll put compliments of, I'll put your name right there. So no secrets, essentially, who sent this to me. If you don't love this cover option, I usually have somewhere between like 15 to 25 different covers you can kind of pick and choose from. So there should be something in there that you like. I've never had anybody come back to me saying, well, I can't pick one. So there'll be one that you enjoy. Now, when they open the magazine, the front inside cover, this is going to be a personalized letter. So my letter's for Bill and Judy. We really like Bill and Judy. Nobody likes dear valued client though, right? So I'm going to print their names right into the magazine for you. And then if Bill and Judy had a grandbaby, I could congratulate them on the grandbaby. And then if my neighbors Mike and Molly just had their anniversary, I could say happy anniversary, Mike and Molly. So you can write a different letter to every single person if you're so ambitious. I do have templated letters though. So if you're like, I love the idea, I'm not writing the letters, I totally got your back on the letters, but still a nice personal touch coming from you. Couple other places you're featured are tear out cards. There's 2 of these, one in the front, one in the back. They're about a third of the page in size, and they rip right out of the magazine. So, one of your past clients can hand it off to the sister, the neighbor, whatever, make the referral for you right on the spot. A lot of people like to use these as like a recipe card, a DIY, a home improvement tip, really whatever you want. You can create something custom, but I have 18 years of templates for you to kind of pick and choose from in there, but you can make something on your own if you'd like, or take from what we have. And then the last place you're featured is the back cover of the magazine. So the inside and the outside are both going to be all yours. A lot of people do like to feature a property here. So one that you've recently sold in a neighborhood you want to sell more in, I can put that right into the magazine for you. Some people will do like a testimonial page or an ask an agent. Why should you buy with me? Why should you sell with me? But if there's something you're super passionate about, or there's a local event that's going on and you'd like to feature that right into the publication, I do have the ability to do that. I do have some local content that's available, but obviously if you have an event that you have going going on and you want it in your magazine, I will do that just for you. And then just to be crystal clear, you are the sole feature. You do not share space. There is no advertiser page. This really is your publication. There's nobody else going to be highlighted inside of here except for you. So that's how you're featured inside the magazine. I know this is a marketing presentation after all, so I just want to really quickly touch on like two more traditional methods. On the left, the dinners, the bottles of wine, the gift cards, they love it. We look awesome, right? It can be kind of costly though to do that every single quarter for all your people, especially if you've been doing this for a little bit. On the other side, our tools that don't really stick around that long, so like your newsletters, your flyers, the emails, I'm probably like public enemy #1 on these emails. I have like over 40,000 unread in my personal. I just don't really look that much. I like the magazine. It's a nice in the middle piece. You're not going to break the bank. I'm going to give you a lot more shelf life than like a Facebook post, that they look at for a half a second, #1 thing people say about us, you make me look good. I get a story probably every other week. I left it in my kid's pediatrician's office, my hair salon. I had one agent that called a couple months ago. She left it in a hotel lobby and someone was just so impressed. They picked up the phone, called her, and she ended up winning a listing like that. So I'll make you look fantastic on this. And here's my really big promise is I'm going to get you past the trash can. I get you onto the coffee table, the desk, the kitchen island, wherever it is that you're trying to go. I'll get you there. I'll make you look good. And this has about 3 to 4 weeks on the shelf life. I'd really argue it's a little bit closer to 4 to 6 weeks. People do like to hold on to this, and not even to paint you in this light, but even if they throw it in the bathroom, like who cares? They're going to see your name and face every single day. I just don't know what kind of marketing you can send where they're like, I'm just going to keep this forever, and keep it in the house. So I'll give you a lot of shelf life there. I'll take a couple questions if anyone wanted to ask a question or two. I have about 3 slides left, Ryan, which is mostly like my pricing and contact info. But if anybody do want to ask a question or two about the magazines or the concept, you can chat in, unmute, whatever you normally do. I'd love to take 1 or 2. Cool. All right, I'll keep everything moving. So this is something new that I added early last year. So I have data on these folks now. I have their consumer, property, and behavioral data. What I'll do with this is I'll use it to score them based on how likely they are to buy or sell a house in the next 12 months. So if you're working a farm, you're working a community, or you just have a list of like 200 people and you're like, I don't know who's actually looking right now, I'll help you sniff them out. I get thank you calls. I get thank you calls about this all the time. People love it. How'd you know my cousin? How'd you know my sister? So I'll help you kind of get an idea of like who's actually looking. Comes along with everything. Doesn't even cost you any money to kind of take a look at that. So great question in the chat about the languages. So your front inside cover letter, I do have the ability to write in different languages. The actual magazine itself, we think about it all the time. We're not there yet as far as being able to offer in different languages, but usually there is, in some of the customization, I can do a little bit of a workaround where I can feature, a language outside of English if you would like, just so you know. So I'm like kind of half there, I guess, as far as that goes. I appreciate you asking. That's a great question. So here, I kind of keep everything going. I'm going to put up the pricing in just a second. So here comes the offer for you. What I'm going to do for today is I'm going to do a trial. So there's not going to be a contract. There's not going to be a commitment. It'll be a one-time chance for you to be able to test it out. 2 parts to my trial. The first being the setup, your activation. Just as a thank you for today, I'm going to reduce that from $299 down to just $99. I will not expire this. If you need a little bit of time, you want to talk with Ryan afterwards, like you have plenty of time to think about it. I'm going to give you some stuff for the $99 though. So the first thing I'll give you is the targeted follow-ups. I'll help you sniff them out. I have the data on them. I'm happy to score everybody in your database. You do get a marketing coach when you work with us. As I kind of mentioned, like I'm not here to make you a magazine designer, right? So they'll really end up doing most of the work for you. I'll also share my social media library. It's over 2,500 articles now. I have articles about everything. You can share them, email, website, blog, social media. I would dare you to post 2,500 articles pretty much. Got a whole mountain that you can share. I do give exclusive rights over the addresses as well. So it's just 1 magazine per location. There's not going to be like 5 of these showing up. So that's what you get for the $99. And then over to the magazines themselves, they are $4.19 each. And that will cover the printing, the shipping, and the customizing. So I'll do all the heavy lifting for you for the $419. My minimum's $50. So overall, what you're looking at on the magazines, it's $209.50, or call it $210, let's say. You don't pay the $210 until you've approved the final proof. So once you're like, it's perfect, I love it, I can't wait for you to send everything out. So that's kind of the offer that we have for today. I know there's a question in here. I am going to do something special for today and tomorrow. Let me just answer the question for you. So That's a great question, Martha. So part of it is we do the exclusive rights over the addresses, right? So they're not going to get 5 of these different magazines that are coming out, right? So it's not going to be like a postcard or something that they're getting a million of. Really, what I would say is the secret to this is, I'll put it up now. It's kind of like my whole sizzle. If you call, you'll end up being happy on this. Like, I'm not saying you're going to send the magazine. They're going to call you on the phone and you're going to make 20 listings because you sent these out, right? I'd be a liar if I said that. But if you are willing to follow up with them, remind them you were thinking about them, remind them you care about them, and actually ask them for a referral at the end of the call, I generally find people end up being very happy on this. The ones that sort of send it and hope that their phone's going to ring, mileage varies, right? Sometimes we get great stories about that. My role, obviously, especially doing a trial, is I want to get you a closing. So I usually figure if you're willing to call, especially if your people have never gotten anything like this from you, I'd be relatively stunned if there's not a referral in there that you can turn into a commission check. I'm not saying it'll close in 30 days, you know what I mean? But like, I can get you a good one that you're like, okay, I'm going to get paid on this one. And that usually makes it make sense as far as like, do you want to continue with this? So that's kind of my big beg that I do at the end here is like, please call. It really is the difference between the people that love this, they go on my Facebook page and write how great we are, versus the people that are like, oh, those magazines, right? And like, if you try something, I want you to make money, especially if you're trying to build up your business. So that's kind of my one big thing that I ask for is like, please call them. It really is the difference between the people that love this versus it kind of falling flat for you. So if you're willing to follow up, you end up being happy. So here today and tomorrow, I told you I wasn't going to expire the 200. My pleasure, Martha. But I am going to do something for today and tomorrow. You love this. You want to try it out. You want to get something out in front of these people. I know we have the 4th is coming soon, right? Easy way. A lot of people getting together. So what I'll do is for today and tomorrow is I'll cover 15 magazines for you. So I'll give you 15 free ones. So you can pay for 50. I'll send out 15. You get 65 total. I figure we ask for 65 referrals in the right kind of way. I really would be stunned if there's not a commission check in there for you, you know. My contact info is on the side. You can email me, call me, text me. But if anybody did want to ask a question or two about the incentives, the trial, any of it, I'm just trying to be sensitive to the time. But if anyone wanted to ask a question or two, I'd love to take 1 or 2 more.
Hi, Harris.
Oh, please. Hello.
Hi. I just wanted to tell everybody that I've been using Reminder Media for a couple of years now, mailing out the magazines, and I've been really loving it. It's been a great way for me to have some good content to share and a reason to call my past clients in Sphere and stay top of mind. I also use it at listing presentations. I put a featured listing on the back, and then I show people that's just one of my marketing materials that I use. So I've been really happy with it, and I'm doing the digital stuff as well. So both have been great for me.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you saying that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're muted, Ryan.
And I know, thanks. Angie, I'd like to follow up with that. How much work is it? Is it pretty easy to put these magazines out? I know you're a busy lady.
Well, it's super easy for me because I have my assistant do it.
Right.
But no, it's super easy. We usually use like the default stuff that's already there. I just have my assistant go through the recipes. Like, I don't eat pork, so I was like, don't send out any recipes with pork. That's just not me, you know? But other than that, it's like all the default stuff that's there. The cover, whatever the first cover is that's on there, it's just what we use. They already have all of my logo and picture there. I don't personalize the letters on the inside. Maybe I will one day. Now that he said that, I guess that is a good idea. But we do personalize the back page, but they make it super easy for us to change a featured listing on the back page. Oh, and I have my mortgage lender partner. So my inside back cover is the mortgage letters marketing ad, and he pays for half of it. So, and I know some title companies and mortgage lenders will pay for all of it. So.
Awesome. Guys, I want to say something while Harris is here. I laughed when I saw Martha's question about what if every agent does this, how effective is it going to be? Trust me, this is the 4th time we've had Reminder Media here, an average of 35 to 40 people on each call, and there's like 8 of you guys doing it. So, I mean, the key to this business is to do it because other agents aren't doing it. You never have to worry about agents doing stuff because agents are lazy and they don't spend their money and there's plenty of reasons why they never grow their business. You guys have the opportunity to do that. I wish it were a problem where everybody were sending these out, but another thing about this is you're sending it out to your people. And we talk about how you guys remember from these classes, everything before March, I was telling you guys, get those calls in to last year's clients about their homestead exemption. Use this as an opportunity to reach out to them and to ask them for referrals and to remind them who their realtor is. And this is a great way. That's my favorite part about this is just staying in touch. And you don't send these out and next Tuesday you get a listing. You stay top of mind, like what Harris was saying. You stay top of mind with these people. It's nothing personal when they forget you and they give it their listing to their cousin who barely is in the business. It's not that. It's that they don't feel like you're their realtor. They don't remember that you're their realtor. And this reminds them that you're their realtor. You're not sending this out to randoms. You're sending this out to people that you've worked with who know you, like you, trust you. And they want to feel important, and this makes them feel important. Anyway, sorry, I'll let you get back to your business, Harris.
No, that's fantastic.
There's one.
Oh, please.
There's one more thing with that too, and people are asking about, it's sending out to multiple people. So when you upload your list with all of your contacts that you want to send it out to, it'll tell you who's not going to be sent out to because somebody else has them on their list. And I think I've only had like one person where that was the case, and it was a client who I knew talked to lots of other realtors and had lots of realtor friends. So I wasn't surprised at all. But other than that, it's my sphere and past clients, and they didn't have anybody else that it was sending to, and it got sent to my people. So it'll tell you that for sure.
Yeah, we'll share. Yeah, we do share if any of the names are blocked out, and those are all that is great. I mean, I'll tell you guys, I bought a house about a year ago, in last February. So I bought a house in this market. I was on a very boring inspection with my agent, and I was telling her all about what I do, and she literally told me, I will do this if I don't have to do anything. She was like, I don't want to design it, I don't want to pick it, I just want to send you guys my list, I'll pay, and you do it. And I get the magazine from her now, so I get it every other month, and I know she's doing nothing. I always joke with her when I get it, I send her a little text and I'm like, I got your magazine, you look great. And she's like, oh, now I know it's out. So her and I kind of have this joke that like she knows no better, right? But she knows that I'm being watched by her, essentially, right? I'm getting something from her. She has something. My wife likes it. She already knows I'm in this, so I'm going to remember her, right? But my wife's in medicine. She loves getting marketing stuff. She keeps it on our coffee table. She's into it, right? And she knows it. She knows I work for the company. She knows what it is, but she still likes to keep it around. We have people that look at it too. So yeah, if you want something easy, I'll make it super easy. If you want to get really involved, you can definitely get involved as well. Thank you, Natalie. I appreciate that. Yeah, I like the local businesses too. The place you get your hair done, the place you get your nails done, the pediatricians are good. Don't Laugh, divorce attorneys are good. Like, all these places that like just naturally have this real estate need, I'll get you there. I'll get you in front of them. I really do suggest that you send it to your past clients. You've been in this for a while. Those people from 6+ years ago, there's no reason not to go after them right now. Like the need is most likely there. The prices are unbelievable. I mean, I know rates are starting to come up a little bit. I don't really think that's going to impact anything yet, but while the houses are going for so much money, like why wouldn't you want as much commission as you possibly can get? You know what I mean? Like these people, they need your help. They're a little bit nervous, especially just with kind of the way of the world. So getting something like this from you really, and having a nice phone call reminding them you care about them. I mean, that's what makes the business. That's what makes them want to do it. I even do it here. I ask for a referral of every single person that I start, right? The company spends a fortune. Like just getting this meeting probably costs us a ton of money, right? But just every person that I'm talking to, I'm doing the same thing that you guys are doing. I think it probably for me as a guy that works the phone, 20 or 30% of my business is coming from referrals at this point, and for you guys, I mean, you can really go to 100%. You're making a lot more per crack than I am, but I'm still asking because I understand how important it is, so I urge you to kind of do the same thing. Like I said, today and tomorrow, 15 free. You love it, you want to try it out, I'll hook you up. You can email me, call me, text me if you want to talk a little bit off the call or talk about specifically your business. I'm happy to come up with a plan with you directly. But if anybody wanted to ask, I'll give one more chance, one or two more, and then I'll turn the meeting back to you, Ryan. But if anyone did want to ask anything really quick, I'd love to take one more question before I let you guys run.
I have a question.
Meeting back. Please.
A question. So say you have all your past clients amount to, I don't know how many people, but can you do a group like maybe 3 times a year and then another group another 3 times a year? So the same group. Okay.
I suggest this all the time is if you have 100, 150, 200 people that you would consider to be your A list, I would suggest you run 2 or 3 different lists. They'll get something from you once a quarter, 3 times a year, something like that. But I'll be able to stretch those dollars. So this way, those ones that are really, really important to you, they're getting something from you. And we can kind of set the whole entire thing up automated if you want me to, where we'll know which audience is getting what. And Oh, excuse me. And then you also do have the ability to change the type of magazine you're sending. So if you have 50 people that you're like, they would love the health magazine, right? And then you have another group of 50 people that are like, they love their home. I'll send them the home one. Like you have the ability to flip flop every time you send it, and you don't have to keep pounding the same audience over and over and over again. So it's a great question. It's one of the things I suggest that all the time. Is the 100 people, I want you to send 100 magazines. I do, but I got to be sensitive to the budget. So I usually say, let's run 2 different lists. This way you'll send it out every other month. They'll get something from you once a quarter, you know? It's a great question. I really appreciate you asking that. Anyone else want to ask one or two? Now do we get there? Cool. I really do appreciate it, everybody. Like I said, email me, call me, text me. I want to help you. All right, I'm going to end my share, and then I'll give everything back to you, Ryan. I'm going to send I'll send an email out that you'll be able to, share out to anyone that wasn't able to make it, or anyone that kind of wanted to recap something like that in writing. But once again, really, really appreciate the opportunity, everybody. I wish you all to have a great day, and I really do thank you for the chance today.
Thank you, Harris. Appreciate it,
Thank
sir.
you.
Take care. All right, guys. What do you guys think of that? Any questions, comments about that? He's still here, so don't talk bad about him. All right, I kicked him out. Any questions or comments? Nothing. Awesome. I know some of you guys are using that, and it's working out pretty well for you. Again, that's not the kind of thing you send out and you have immediate results of, but that's how you stay someone's realtor for hopefully for life, right? This repeat business is the easiest business to get. Much easier to keep a client than to get a new one. Okay. Any questions about what's going on in our office, in our market, in anything? Guys, what are you seeing out there with our market? Got a thumbs up. Anything else? There you go. Tell me, Abdul, what's going on out there?
Still tough to get some houses. I mean, we're getting buyers putting in offers, but still getting beat out. You know, it's still, I mean, I just had that listing and it's still the same thing, getting multiple offers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing. So the interest rates haven't really affected a lot of people yet. Is that what you're saying?
Not well. I guess some of them that are like the borderline, you know, where at one point could break it.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think is happening to people? So if this isn't discouraging them, what is it doing? Grace says interest rates. She's seeing 5.375. Yes.
Yeah.
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 So what does that mean though? So what does that mean to people? Guys, how do people decide they have to get pre-qualified? How do they get pre-qualified? What does a lender look at?
Their income.
The income, credit score.
Right. And that income's important because what? Income's important, debt's important. Why is that important? What are they looking for? What number are they looking for?
How much they can afford a month.
Correct. So if they can afford $3,000 a month, let's say, if they have a 3% interest rate, 3.25%, 2.875, like a lot of us bought earlier, what they can afford is more or less now with principal and interest.
What? They can afford less now.
Yes.
They can afford less principal now with higher interest, right?
Right.
So it is affecting the market. It absolutely is. So what people are going to get approved for is less money. This is going to affect the market. It is going to affect prices because there's only so much money out there, no matter how much they print. There's only so much out there in people's hands. There's only so much out there that they're making. So, and wages are going up, but not at the rate that inflation and interest rates are right now. I mean, interest rates, it's only gone up, 1.5 points in the last couple of months, but 1.5 points, guys. I mean, if you look at it percentage wise, if it was 3.5 and now it's 5.5, that's a huge percent, 60% higher. I'm sorry, 40% higher right? So that's a huge jump in
People
interest rates.
people refinance for that change. You know what I mean? Like if you were at 5 and you could save 2 points, they would refinance the
Absolutely.
house.
It's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
So so that's something to keep in mind. It is affecting the market, whether you see it right now or not. It is affecting the market. It is affecting what people can buy, and you won't notice that because the same buyer, it'll be a different buyer buying that house. Okay, if people that used to be able to pay 500 can now pay 450. Okay, so it is affecting people. You just don't. They're not the same people. They don't come to you and say, yeah, a year ago I could have bought 500. Now I can only buy 450. They don't know that. Yes, Angie, you got your hand up.
Yeah. I had a client that recently was getting approved with Suncoast Mortgage, and they offered her an adjustable rate mortgage, which usually I don't advise, but what are you guys' thoughts on those right now?
I would not do that because rates are supposed to go up unless they're going to hold it for a couple of years at a certain rate.
I think it was 10 years.
I don't. Well, I mean, 10 years. People move every 5 to 7 years. Are they going to be in their house in 10 years? Or it's that's the.
If it's locked for 10 years, that's not a huge risk. But if it's locked for 6 months or a year, you could get in trouble.
They should know way before that to whether or not to sell the house. Of course, they're going to pay that same interest rate somewhere else 10 years from now. So yeah, I think I would lock it for 10 years now. I don't know what it's at, but I wouldn't worry about 10 years adjustable. I would worry about a 3 year.
What would you think about 3 years?
3 years? No, that's typically what people think of with an ARM is a 3 year.
Mm-hmm.
I would take what I get right now and take my chances. Because I don't think it's going down. I've heard talk of 9% or even double-digit interest.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? I mean, you hear everything, so who knows? I do want to talk to you guys. Angie, are you ready to make a speech of some type? Because I would love to turn it over to you. Angie and I have been talking about something. Angie is a wonderful agent and a very bright mentor. And I want to turn it over to her. She wants to talk to you guys.
All right, awesome. So hopefully everybody can hear me good. I'm outside and the birds are usually loud. So yeah, Ryan and I have been talking about the mentor program at FRI and getting it a little more established and built up a little bit more. I know quite a few of you experienced agents have already been mentors, and we've seen a lot of great success with that, especially, Ryan sees it firsthand, how much more successful new or not as experienced agents are when they partner with more experienced agents. So we put together a little bit more fine tuning to where somebody else can use this system also. So we are looking for mentors if anybody is experienced and feels like they have knowledge to share and has some time to do that. And also new mentees. So if you are in need of some help and you'd like to have a mentor assigned to you to help you out on, on a weekly basis, following up with you, checking in with you, seeing how you're doing, helping you with your marketing plan, your marketing budget, listing presentations, sales tactics, anything, that's not taught in the real estate class, right? Like we get our real estate license, and most of that, it's not very useful to actually go out and find a client and sell a house. So the real useful stuff that everybody needs when they're a new agent, or if you've been licensed for a long time, you just haven't done very many transactions. So the mentoring program is open to everyone. And if you know new agents, somebody who's maybe going to get their license or has, but maybe FRI wasn't the right fit for them because they're not experienced, this program will help open more doors for them to where they could join FRI, be in the mentor program for their first 3 transactions. You pay the mentor 30% at closing of your first 3 transactions. And then after that, you're with a flat fee broker where you can have all of your money, or you could stay with the mentor longer if that's what works out for you. So it's really the best of both worlds. A lot of new agents start with Keller Williams or Remax because of their training programs, and it's not necessarily the right fit for everyone. And I believe strongly that a one-on-one mentor, somebody who's there for you and somebody who's financially committed to helping you, because your mentor doesn't get paid until you do. Just like all of us sales agents, we don't get paid until we get the closing and we get the work done. So definitely reach out to me if you have any questions on this, or if you're looking to be a mentor or you're looking to be mentored, reach out to me or Ryan and we can help point you in the right direction. We do a free consultation with the mentor. We'll make sure we find you the right one that's a good fit for you. and just go from there. Make sure it's real personalized to whatever you need. Not everybody needs the same things. I know some people are part-time agents. Sometimes some people want to go in this full throttle, full time. So it'll be personalized to exactly what the mentor needs, the mentee needs. Any
Awesome.
questions?
I want to say something, Angie, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Yeah, I started a kind of a very loose mentor program. It's kind of where the framework for this started. And I even have a mentorship form on our under the reference tab on your paperless pipeline, kind of something that outlines the duties of each one and what they can expect and how much the split is going to be, et cetera. And Angie has taken that a step further and kind of fortified it in writing, kind of more of a more formal structure, which I really like. And that's something we want to do for you guys. But it is like, you guys know I don't take new agents unless they're going to be working with, Uncle Bob or their best friend or Sue or whoever that's, another established agent. So this is it's a good opportunity for you guys who need it. And if you guys want to be a mentor or a mentee, let me know and I'll get you guys set up on this with Angie.
Great. I know there's some things in the chat. Let me see if I can open it to answer the question. So I don't know, it says any experience on this. I'm not sure what Catalina is referring to, if she's asking if I have experience or if other agents need to have experience. I'm not sure. So I do have experience mentoring. I've been doing it for quite some time now. I have a couple of clients that I'm mentoring right now. If you want to be a mentor, you don't necessarily have to have experience to be a mentor. You just have to have, the time and energy to commit to somebody to help them out with their success. The 30% is what we're setting this program at right now because it is pretty involved. The mentor will be available to you during business hours and one-on-one calls to you once a week and really doing a lot of work to help you grow your business. If there's somebody else you want to partner with at a lower percentage, FRI is fine with whatever type of partnerships we want to do. So if you can find somebody to help you for less, then hey, go for it. And I think that was also, maybe Catalina's question wasn't to us about the mentoring. So if anybody has any other questions, just reach out to me or Ryan. And if you need any help, let us know. That's what we're here for. Yeah,
Angie, please share your contact information. You're going to get some questions on here that need to be answered individually and
for
stuff
sure.
About schedules and stuff like that. Grace, you'll contact Angie directly, please, Grace. What did I saw something here? Carolina. And we'll wrap that up. But anybody wants to, Angie's going to put her contact information in the chat. If you want to contact her and ask her about it, that would be wonderful. I want to move on to, yes, someone had a question. Carolina.
Yes, it was not regarding the mentor.
No, I know.
Okay.
I want to talk to you about what you asked in chat.
Okay.
So, guys, don't get your feelings hurt, especially on investment properties. A lot of these people are not the sweethearts that you deal with on residential properties. And I actually mean, I'm not saying that sarcastically. They investment, a lot of agents who represent investment properties are more like commercial agents. And there is no sweet love letter you can write them or anything that's going to help your offer on investment properties. If you want them to respond, they're probably not the best at that. So I do want to talk to you guys about this, though. It is part of our ethics now. There has been an adjustment to the ethics code a few years ago where you do have to respond to people if they ask for a response when you submit an offer. You do have to say received. Okay, you didn't have to do that a couple of years ago. Now, if you submit an offer and you say, please respond that you have received this offer, they have to buy the code, realtor code, if they are realtors, and so it's a property on MLS. They do have to respond and say they've received it. Okay, but if you are doing one of these, so you can't do that with your offers. But if you're doing one of these on an investment property or a commercial property or something like that, guys, the only way to get people to respond you get them to respond, but the only way you're going to win the deal is with the best deal. It's not about being a sweetheart. It's not about doing anything, love letters or anything else, pulling on their heartstrings. It's just about the best deal. And a lot of these agents you're going to be working with are not the best bedside manner. You're just going to have to deal with that. So to get a response out of people, first of all, you can ask them for a response, which if you saw it on the MLS, they do have to. I mean, I don't know what you're going to do to them, take them to the board for not doing that, but they do have to respond that they have received your offer. And of course, they have to submit it if their listing agreement says they have to submit all offers of a certain type, and they do. Those of you who have asked before, can I make my listing agreement where I don't have to present offers that are ridiculously low or ridiculously this or that, or after there's a box on there for after you've received an offer, do I have to keep submitting offers? No, you do not, if you check that box. So whatever you put on your listing agreement, you can present or not present offers based on that too. So if your seller does not want to see offers, these ridiculous offers that we get, as soon as you put something on market, you get these ridiculous offers at 70% of market value, even in this seller's market, you get these. Go ahead and put in your listing agreement that you don't have to present offers that are more than 10% below asking price or something like that, or even below asking price in this market. So,
Question.
Yes, Carolina.
I lost you right when you started, but that's okay. I'll see if I can get a video of this one. But what are people experience with in general with offers? Are most listing agents only accepting no contingency for appraisals, no contingencies for inspections? Like, how are people getting contracts accepted without having to go 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 over asking price? It's been really tough. I don't know about other people's experience with this. So I would like to hear what people's experience is and how they're getting contracts accepted.
If you don't have clients that have a lot of extra cash, it's kind of hard. I think, if they're bare bones,
yeah,
until things change, I don't know.
Okay.
That's what I was going to say. Just don't work with the clients that don't have a lot of cash, unfortunately. Yeah, it's just too challenging. And I'm working with clients who do have extra cash and they're still having a hard time. But we submitted an offer that got accepted the other day. It was listed at $699, like $700, and we offered $750 and $50,000 appraisal gap, and they countered with a $70,000 appraisal gap, and my client was able to do it. So we submitted proof of funds that they had the down payment, closing costs, and additional funds for over escrow with the offer, and that was just the way to get accepted. So I don't know. And that's in a higher priced house. It was in St. Pete, so the market's a little bit higher there, but still it's, even in the higher end, they're asking for appraisal waivers, and the appraisal is probably going to be, closer to that 690, 680. So my client's going to come out of pocket quite a bit, and they've agreed to. So I don't know what else to do other than that, making sure they have cash in the bank.
So are people still working with, because I have customers under 300,000, and I just been, I don't spin my wheels, but I'm really upfront with people to let them know this is not the market. And so the next question they ask me, oh, do you think the market's going to crash? And so it's just been a little challenging for those that are working families are under the 300s, that kind of stuff. Even rentals I've tried, and it's been ridiculous. So I'm just, thank you for responding, because I'm pretty busy, but it's been a bit of a challenge in the last month or so for me anyways.
Yeah, that's the way it is out there. It is rough. And there is no secret. And 350 right now, if you want to buy, and it sounds crazy, just, over the last few years, if you want to buy right now for 350, you are going way out. And with gas prices and everything else, this is a tough, and interest rates going up. It's going to get this. I think this market's going to shift pretty quickly. Right now it's staying up because lack of supply. But I think that once I think that it's going to get tough for people soon.
Yeah, even Winter Haven used to be 100, 200,000. They're 350 minimum.
Right. And we have artificial demand and a lack of supply right now. We have the artificial demand being, what I mean by that is the extra demand that we have for people wanting to move to Florida. So it's not a regular market of cycling within ourselves. We have an extraordinary demand from out of state based on things that aren't real market forces. So extra demand, lack of supply is what's been going on, and at some point that's going to cool down.
Yeah. So
Any
Ryan,
idea? 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? What do people think about that? It's a bit. I mean, I'm good for holding on. However, this is crazy.
well, guys, keep in mind this though. We don't. I mean, we do personally because we're people and we have our own houses, or we know people who do, and we don't. You know, whatever it is, we do have an interest in property values staying up, but we want transactions, right? We make money from transactions. If it's a buyer's market, if it's a seller's market, whatever's going on, good agents made it through the 2010, 11, 9, 10, 11, with the short sales and everything else. Guys, you just got to figure out what's working and stay on top of it and sharpen your game. One thing I would do if I were you guys, go get short sales certified. You got time to do something, you can get short sale certifications and stuff like that. First of all, you need to learn about it. Second of all, it's nice to have that little certification when short sales become a thing again, if they do. I mean, obviously there are a thing and wouldn't hurt to know about them anyway, but they might become prevalent again. I don't think so. I don't think there's going to be a ton of foreclosures because people who've been in their house for a little bit already have equity. But if prices really drop, then you're going to see some of that from the more recent buyers. Not people who bought 3 years ago, because they've got a ton of equity and they'll just sell if they get in trouble. But ones who bought recently, if they get in trouble financially, they're going to get foreclosed, and they're going to be short sales, and there's going to be all that kind of stuff. So I would go ahead and get your foreclosure specialist or short sale specialist thing certification. You can do it for very cheap, maybe even free through your association. Just check into that.
Ryan.
Yes, sir.
Quick on if the tenants is selling a house and the tenants are in the house, we still do a post-closing occupancy, right?
No, you just mark the thing that it's not going to be clear. There's a thing on page 2 where you just say that that nobody ever checks it because it says the property will be empty and clean when they take over. You just check that box. It says we realize there's going to be people in there.
Okay, so you don't have to do the post. Thank you.
You don't do, no, there's no post clause. No, if there's a tenant in place, you just check that box. I think it's number 7 or something, guys. I don't have an as is pulled up, but on an as is, I believe it's the top of the 3rd page, maybe.
It's called like subject to lease or something like that, I think.
Yeah, subject to lease or occupancy.
Subject to lease after closing.
Just make sure that's checked. So some of you have gotten in trouble before for taking an offer where that box was not checked because you didn't pay attention. And people said, well, we thought it was going to be empty at the time of closing. So don't, if you're selling something that has a lease on it, make sure that box is checked. Guys,
6B.
You are professionals. You have got to know what you're doing. That's why you get paid well for when you do have a closing.
You would also check it for vacation rentals too, correct?
If it's going to, if it's not free and clear of anybody thinking that they're going to be there. It's, that box should only be unchecked if it's going to be a broom swept home that someone's going to be living in. Okay.
Thanks, Ryan.
You bet, buddy. Any other questions or comments today?
If I may, I'm Carolina asking how some of the strategies for buyers to buy. I'm getting a lot of good information. Ryan, you had somebody on here, I think a month or 2 ago. The mortgage companies are pretty good about putting on seminars and webinars that we can tune in. They've got a lot of tricks that they can do that they're experimenting with. Somebody brought up the ARM thing. ARMs are becoming, they're coming back again, and mortgage companies are talking about those, even those people as property investors. So the mortgage firm has webinars. They've got one. They've got actually a seminar that's coming up, excuse me, this Friday. Waterstone Mortgage had a really good one. You had a gentleman on a couple of months ago that had, they've got some really good ideas depending on the buyer's capabilities that we would know. Ordinarily, I will tell everybody, I would kind of stay out of the financing thing. Just, get yourself approved, have that loan originator call me and talk to me, see what we've got. But they've got a lot of tricks that they're working with to get buyers in these days. So stay in tune with any of that information that's available.
Yeah, Mike, that's a good point. And I have seen, and we talked about this, I think last week, I have seen lenders presentations and talking about it on, Facebook Lives and stuff like that, about how they have these same as cash financing stuff that they're doing now, and stuff like that. That's what it takes to win right now. Carolina, cash is king. So if you're out there fighting, and I'm telling you, I'm as guilty as anybody as a listing agent. If I see, if you ask me which offer is better and they're close and one's cash and one isn't, I'm saying the cash.
100%. I submitted an offer on 2 properties, and the first on the same property, I'm sorry, on March 30th, they accepted our offer. Something happened. It fell through. I submitted the offer again, and it's still active, and the agent is waiting for a cash buyer. And I'm like, oh my gosh, are you serious? They rather have it vacant and not sold until they find a cash buyer. I'm like, this is crazy. So I appreciate that. I'm definitely gonna look into having something that's same as this is crazy. So I appreciate that feedback and all the feedback. I'm gonna keep chipping at it, definitely.
Absolutely. Grace to everyone. New construction contract signed since January at 3.75 interest rate. Don't know the closing date, but the interest rate is now 5.375.
Gotta get those locked in, those interest rates when they contracts.
I think the builders might end up having a hard time if they're not locking people in, because people that are under contract and the rates change so much, they might be out of, have to be in the contract because they can't afford it.
What I've done is I've spoken with several builders that I had contracts on since last year. And when we found out that the interest rates were going to change 3 times this year, I've been able to get 5 people that are doing new construction locked at one was 3.5. Now the most recent one was 5.1. So yeah, they got to get them locked in as soon as they do the contracts.
Yeah, who was doing that? Carolina, who did you get them locked in with?
DR Horton. I have
Okay.
several DR Horton, KB Homes in Davenport. So those are the 2 that I have worked with recently with several clients. Oh, and yes, I forget the name of this community in Beezer builder.
Yeah, Beezer Homes. Yeah.
Yeah, that one as well. So all of them are doing it now. So they should really look into getting it locked ASAP. And it may cost the buyer. So they're charging like a deposit so that the buyer doesn't cancel. So they're charging like 1% to get it locked in. And then they get it back at the closing as like a credit, because they want to make sure they're building these homes, they're locking in the rates, and people are not backing out because for whatever reason. So yeah, they're doing that as well.
Wow, that's an interesting. My mind just goes to the whole business aspect of that. I bet they're counting on people backing out because they won't be able to afford it anymore.
100%.
So I think that's probably a little bit of a profit center that offsets this, because they don't hold the paper here, and that's why I'm surprised that they're locking them until you said that, because they're counting on losing customers, selling the house for more later. But the whole business aspect of that is crazy because these home builders, they don't hold paper. They don't want to hold anything. That's why they try to force people to close by December 31st or the 31st of whatever month is their fiscal year end. I hear about that from you guys all the time. They're forcing my clients to close today and the house won't be ready for 3 more days. And it was supposed to be ready. And they're threatening them with a lawyer that they're going to, cancel their thing and keep their deposit. They're nasty. So, I mean, they're big business. And they don't like to hold paper, and so they sell these off. They sell their financing that they do. They sell it off, or they place it with someone to start with. So I was really surprised that they're locking rates because I mean that's very dangerous right now when we know rate hikes are coming. So I guess they're gambling, and they're gambling that people are going to not be able to pay for the house anymore, and that they're definitely not getting the house they're definitely not getting the payment they thought they were going to get for that house. So I guess they're gambling that people are going to walk away, or just I don't know. I don't know what I'm not sure what they're doing, but that's interesting.
With this lock rate, I have one customer that went to 5%. Originally was 3.5 when we started the process. The house is not going to be completed until October, November, and they just locked in the rate until December 15th because of course they don't know if there's going to be delays. She had to pay like $5,000 and she had to sign something to say that she's not going to back out or she's going to lose whatever down payment she made plus the percentage to lock in the rate. And it's just crazy. And she's like, what should I do? What should I do? I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not one to, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're qualified and you're qualified at the time of closing, you shouldn't have a problem because you locked in the rate and you qualified to the max rate. So it's just scary for a lot of people. They're going to lose a lot of people that if they don't do this, and they're going to have houses, but I'm sure investors will come in and pay for them cash. So,
Ryan, also Meritage Home is locking almost 60 days in advance. I have 2 clients. One, it was 60 days and the other one was the 30 days.
Yeah, but you don't know that they're going to close in 60 days.
That's what I was going to say is, they're locked in until December, Carolina, but you don't know that they're going to close by then, that the house is going to be ready by then and everything else. And then they're going to come after, they're going to say, oh, sorry, thanks for the $5,000, but you weren't able to close by then. And you say, well, the house isn't done. And they'll say and you'll say the house isn't done. And they'll say close or don't, and you're like, well, there's no CO.
Oh my.
The two ones that I have, they're closing. One on Monday, and the next one that lock in 60 days is closing in 2 weeks.
Oh, good.
And both houses are ready.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
I have an update. Lennar is now paying 0.75%.
Finally.
What?
0.75.
Where? Champions Gate? What
no, it's just
area?
Lennar, the builder Lennar.
Yes,
well, and I read there was somewhere that they're doing 0.5. Like some community they're doing 0.5.
Horrible.
Well, guys, it's the market. Take it somewhere else.
I have a comment.
Exactly.
Yes, from you.
The craziest thing I ever heard yesterday. I have a client that I'm working with, and they wanted to purchase a property. They can get up to $450,000, and they're looking to buy a house with a pool, like to put it for rent as an Airbnb. So they called me last night, and they said, okay, Romina, I'm so sorry. I know you're very professional, but I have to ask you this. Her husband was like, don't ask her. And I said, okay, go ahead, just ask. It's okay. It doesn't hurt to ask. And then she told me how a friend of her told her that in Miami, buying property in Brickell Avenue, which are very expensive properties, they said to her that they offer $10,000 to the listing agent to not show the property anymore So it's kind of like they paying the listing agent $10,000 to tell the seller that they already got an offer accepted, that they got a really good offer. Don't show the property anymore, so the listing agent's getting $10,000 in their pocket, and that offer is accepted. So the buyer is paying the listing agent. Pretty much that's the deal. Can you imagine?
Bienvenido a Miami.
Literally, that's what he said. I said that only happens in Miami. That's the craziest thing I ever heard. And she was like, "I'm so sorry. I just need to ask you how is that business work?" And I said, "I have no idea.
That sounds
That's
like
illegal.
a desperate market. That
Yeah,
sounds like desperate buyers. Seriously.
Yes, but imagine, because they're desperate too, and they said, "Can we do something like that? Can we pay the seller 10,000 above the asking price?" No, that's not even the way it works. But the listing agent is the one that's getting the money and telling their clients, "Okay, we got a nice offer. Don't show the property anymore." And so the listing agent is getting 10,000 on their pocket because of that. Can you? I'm thinking, since they told me that over and now, I said, people is getting crazy.
Okay.
Can you imagine? They can lose their license. Everybody, that's crazy.
I don't want any of you guys having your wheels turning right now. Do not do that. Absolutely not. That is completely unethical, illegal. Do not do that.
Yes,
all right.
That's what I said.
All right. Well, hopefully none of you guys got any ideas from that. No, absolutely. That's absolutely crazy, and that's like third world type of stuff, and we don't have an FRI program for that. There's no box on that in your listing agreement for that. Take a payment and withhold offers. Yes.
Ryan, one other thing. I'm in this quite a bit, the Stellar MLS. Apparently they switched over their system. Has anyone been experiencing issues with the new system?
Every day I go, it says that I have the password wrong. Every single day.
Yes. Experiencing that and technical update problems, and my app doesn't work, and my customers are texting me. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? So I'll call them.
There was a little class before they updated that said that your password, which I didn't know, it wasn't case sensitive, but now it is case sensitive, your password. So they said prior to that update, you need to, I guess, figure out your password, because after that, I don't know, something with password. So I don't know, Sandra, if that's what's going on with you.
Well, every day it says that I enter the same password. It is saying that it's a wrong password. And it's like almost every day. Then 30 minutes later, I try again, or it works. The same one. So that's every day.
There's a number to call. I'm calling after this call for issues. So I'll call them after, and I'll share whatever I get with FRI on the Facebook if people are on there.
So yeah, I just logged in and it did the same thing to me. It sent me a reset password reset email, and I had to change my password. Yeah, it's an issue. Okay. Because there's no way I'm going to remember now that I changed it. So yeah, that's a problem. And it did it to me. Yes, it's done it to me every day now that I think about it. Yes, but it's the first time it made me change it. I didn't have to change it before.
Yeah, I haven't had a problem.
I don't think it was key.
I've had a problem with the password thing. The funny thing is, the irony is that when they introduced the video introduction a couple days before that, they said you wouldn't have to re-enter your password. That was the beauty of it, and we're just experiencing the opposite stuff.
Actually, I have had it's done that for me. I went in, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to go back in without putting my password in again. So
yeah, me too. That was
nice.
Well, sounds like we've got some
glitches.
Some glitches, or I don't think it's user error. I mean, I don't know. Any other questions or comments?
Yeah, you're the best.
Yeah. Okay, Ryan is the best. All right. Sorry for cutting that off. Yeah, changing topic. I have a rental coming soon. I know how crazy the market is. So I have a rental in Aloma Woods, a single family home, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, like 1,800 square feet on a cul-de-sac in Oviedo, Aloma Woods subdivision. It'll be ready June 1st. If anybody has any clients interested, I'll share it on the Facebook page too when we get some pictures and stuff before I list it, because it's just crazy out there. So I'd rather one of you guys get a
How
client in
much?
there. We haven't set the price yet. I told them I was going to redo the comps. The last time I checked it, it was around 2,300. So I'm going to check them again and see before we share it, before I share the pictures and stuff. But it will be somewhere around 2,300 for 3-2 Aloma Woods on a cul-de-sac single family home. Beautiful views in the back with like a pond and nice lot. No fence, so probably no pets.
All right.
And yep. So if anybody's interested, reach out.
Awesome. Any other things you guys want to share? Anybody want to brag about anything? Daryl, you got anything for us today? Come on, Daryl, you got something.
I got a listing appointment right after this meeting.
Awesome.
I'm so excited. It's so hard to get listings right now. Jeez, so hard.
Well, there aren't many of them for anybody. So grab them if you can.
I've been working it for the last 2 months and nothing. And then I told you I lost that one for what? I was going to take it at like 329. I got it stolen from me from a flat fee agency. They sold it for $70,000 more than what I was going to list it at. Just crazy.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow.
Anyway.
Well, good for you. Well, we'll all be hoping and praying for you for your listing appointment. So good luck.
Thank you. I can't wait. I'm excited. It's like, oh my God, I haven't done this in so long. I can't remember how to do it anymore.
How'd the Daytona thing go for you yesterday? Did you get it in?
It didn't.
You didn't get it in
today.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to try it again today.
Awesome.
Yeah,
all right, guys.
everyone. I still have that triplex for sale up in Daytona. It's on our MLS. It's at 325 now. So, and there's nothing available. I can't believe it's still for sale. I sold my other one in New Smyrna, actually full price cash in like 12 days. If anybody has any investors or you're investors yourself, it's a good price.
Awesome. And that's long-term rentals, right? Triplex.
Correct.
Long-term rentals. Okay.
It's over by the Speedway.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And good luck today. So guys, if you do what Daryl's talking about, what I'm talking to him about with the Daytona thing, guys, we're members of boards everywhere. I don't know if you guys know this, but like in Volusia, for example, West Volusia is part of our stellar matrix, but New Smyrna and Daytona have their own boards and MLSs. It's ridiculous. So our matrix covers all the way from Clearwater down to Sarasota and all the way across the state over to West Volusia, Osceola Lake, Sumter, all of them. But Volusia County has 3 MLSs, and the New Smyrna board only has about 500 members, but they have their own MLS and everything. So it's crazy. But
does that include Cocoa Beach?
Cocoa Beach is in Space Coast. That's in Space Coast. Yeah, so they have their own also. But the good news is that we're members of all of them. So if you guys have something that you want to list in a local board somewhere, we can list that. You can either join as a secondary member, like Space Coast is incredibly cheap to join as a secondary member and just put your own listing in and manage it and stuff. I think it's $90 a quarter. And different ones are different prices and stuff like that. So we're members, so you can always join those as secondary members. Some boards, I think Jacksonville will let you, we're members of Northeast and Jacksonville. We're members all up and down the East Coast except for Flagler, I think. Flagler and Indian River, the only ones we're not members of because they're ridiculously expensive to join for no reason. But if a lot of these boards will let you advertise, they'll list it for you. Like you've seen boards that have been listed by the association, or properties that have been listed by the association before. A lot of boards will do that for you for a fee, like $185 or something. You pay them and they'll list something for you. So you can get listings all over the state. You can advertise them. You can either do it through our brokerage, our membership, or you can join yourself, which is much better. So just so you guys know, you have that opportunity with us. So we're members of 26 boards.
So what about the West Coast? Because I have a friend that's looking like Charlotte County or Point Gorda, all of that's covered.
Right outside of where we are. So we stop in Sarasota for the same reason. We stop. Sarasota is about as far south as we go, Sarasota County. So we're the Realtor Association of Sarasota Manatee, but we are not south of that, just because it's cost prohibitive there as well.
Okay. And what is the state MLS? Do they just do manufactured homes, or I went into the
MLS Advantage?
No. It's like the state. I called on this land for, mobile home park, and she said, we're a member of the state MLS.
My state MLS.
Yeah.
It's a thing where you don't have to be a member of the realtor board, but you don't get, it's like their own MLS thing. It's not, it's really strange. We were members of that, but I don't think you can be.
Join, but it was $350. And I thought, I don't know if that's even really worth it. I think a lot of out of state people might use that. I don't know.
Yeah, you can search nationally on it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of weird and quirky.
But if your listings aren't on it, they're not going to show up, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of a shadow MLS. It's a little weird.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly who it's good for. I'm sure it's good for people because it's a real business, but I'm not sure who it's good for. Any other questions or comments?
Yes, I need a commercial agent.
I'm sorry. I've got two. Sandra, go ahead.
Can I have a name of a commercial property agent from our office?
You can. Yes.
If you can
I will put it in the chat. What are you looking to do? So, I want to talk about that, but I don't think the person who wanted to hear about it is here. And so we'll do that another week. Next week, maybe we'll talk about cap rates with commercial properties, because you guys are dabbling and you guys it's very enticing to get involved in this stuff, but do not get involved in stuff that you don't know about. Get some help on it. I'll tell you guys, this is what I always tell you guys to do. If you're going to refer something to a commercial agent, if you want to learn about commercial, if you just want to make money, refer it to them and be done with it. If you want to learn about commercial, refer it to them, and with the part of your referral agreement is that you get to be involved in everything. You want to be copied on everything. You want to do some of the legwork with them. You want to be involved in the conversation. If you want to learn about it, if you just want to make money, refer it to them and be done with it. And that's okay too. Because it's better this is one of those situations where you can know just enough to be dangerous. So what kind of property is it, Sandra?
It is going to be, it's a referral. So I'm going to just refer it. I have a client that he just called me and he said that his friend had a commercial property for me to send him the forms. And I said, no, I need the contact information in order to know what we are doing. So that was this morning. So I should be calling him. He left me a message to see what's going on, but I want to be productive and have already maybe an agent that, I can refer it to.
But you don't have any idea what type of property it is. Find out what type of property it is, and then let me know, because we have a bunch of commercial agents.
Okay.
Commercial is very. There's a lot of niches in it, and so if somebody's great with shopping centers, they might not be great with multifamily, with this or that land or whatever. There's tons of different. There's industrial, retail, office. There's all kinds of different properties and all kinds of different specialties. So
sounds good, because
when you know something,
give me an explanation.
When you know something, email me and I'll introduce you to somebody, okay?
Sounds good.
Awesome. Joy, I don't see you at all. Joy, you were trying to, okay. Joy got mad that I took Sandra's question first and she left. So any other, sorry, Joy. Any other, yes, Carolina. Oh, that was an accident.
It was just, I lost it once nothing. Oh yes, I do have something for you, but you gotta call me after the meeting. From someone that I thought that was part of FRI, and I contacted them and I found out that they're no longer with FRI. I'm like, what? Similar to that mentor program. So I'll definitely talk to you about it later.
Okay, that sounds good. All right. Any other questions or comments? They're looking for a church to rent in Kissimmee, Grace is, if anybody knows about that. Grace, look on loopnet, loopnet.com. Look on there. Look for rentals in Kissimmee. it might be under retail or something because they're probably going to be in a shopping center or something. That I think that's probably what you're looking for. Loopnet.com, LOOPNET.com, and see if you can find something for rent in Kissimmee. All right. Any other questions or comments? Nope. All right. Well, Luke, no. I'm going to write it in the chat. All right. If there are no other questions or comments, great to see everyone. Welcome to Jerry. Jerry is here. She's new with us. She's in Claremont. If you guys want to talk to somebody in Claremont, there's Jerry. We want to welcome her and her husband. And I hope everyone has a wonderful week, and we will talk next week. See you guys.